Here I'm looking at a Google Earth image of what is in fact an arboretum. In this band running in a sinusoidal curve through the left-hand side of the image, there are a number of different quercus species planted. And what I want to show you is there are a number of ways of recording that sort of information. You could try using one of our symbols and just let's zoom in tight on an area such as that. You could use the circle command and draw circles over each individual species. That didn't go in terribly well, did it? Probably because we're on a layer that's turned off. So let's make sure we're on layer 0, and I'll do that circle again, and we can draw a circle that sits over the top of the species. But that does get quite cumbersome. Now let's remove it. From a Google Earth image, you have no idea of the accurate position where that species is. If I zoom out a little so that I can see the stand of oaks that runs through here, you can see that there may well be, in fact there might be 3, but for the moment we'll assume there's a single band of planting that runs through there and perhaps a different group running through here. Only you would know if you were the one managing this arboretum. But what I've done here is to put those 2 stands on different layers. So if I turn on what I've called Quercus Stand A, I'll turn it on now, you can see what I've done there. I've drawn a polyline. I'll zoom in on it, and I've managed to pick it. There's the polyline that it roughly delineates the area, and then I've hatched the area with some hatching through there just to indicate that that is a stand of Quercus. What I've also done is use the attribute edit definition and attribute edit command. I'll click on the symbol. I've put a symbol in here which says that there are 35 oaks in that particular area. I've been out and ground truthed and counted them. Their species name Quercus alba, and they were planted in the year 1993. So I'm carrying a considerable amount of information just on that one blob symbol. So it's not as accurate as drawing it on the ground and triangulating between each individual plant, but it provides some reasonable information about that area through there. Let's turn on Quercus stand. Sorry, I turned it off. Let's turn on the other stand. So I've done a similar thing here. So we can repeat the attribute edit command, pop it up, and that's Quercus arizonica, a different oak species, and I'm estimating there are 65 of them in that stand of plants. So we'll cancel from there and return to our Google Earth image. So you could have a Google Earth image taken over the entire site and just be mapping zones within it if that's what you were after. So there are different, can you see there are different ways to map things and different ways to use the Google Earth image. If I just move in a bit, and what I'll do now is zoom in on this area. Can you see in this area here, through here, there are various paths. I'll just pan up a little. There's a path running around there, curving around, and looks as though it's coming back through here. Another path that runs down through there. The easiest way to deal with a path, I'm on layer 0 at the moment. I'll change the drawing color to red, and then I'll use the polyline command, and I'll just go click, click, click in the middle of the path. I think I've got the option on that forces the line to be horizontal or vertical, and we clearly don't want that. So what I'm doing now is just traversing around, putting little clicks at relatively tight intervals. Now I'm lost because I'm under the tree canopy, and I'll stop at that point, entering, and pick it, and right click, and right click again, and I don't want to edit a vertex, I don't want to add any more points, I want to go to the properties. What I'm going to do is, let's say I want to put some curve fitting through there. I'll make that a quadratic B-spline curve, so that gives me a nice smooth curve through there. I'll start the polyline command and run in the middle of this path that runs through here, which is a more serpentine path. So we're curving around through here, and we get to that point. and I'll enter there. Same thing again, pick it, right click, go to properties, change from single lines and arcs to a quadratic B-spline curve. Now you could offset that curve if you wanted to, or you could draw it with a different thickness line. You could come over here and draw it with a very thick line running in that way, changing the line type scale. You could even change the pattern. At the moment I don't have any patterns loaded for that line, but you can go to our website and download some more. So hopefully that discusses fairly well some of the aspects of using a Google Earth image with putting CAD data over the top.